Welcome to my weekly blog for this week. I want to start by apologising, in fact, for something for the UFC 153 predictions video that never was. Actually, I'd recorded it and I'd uploaded it to the computer, and what happens is with all videos, what you see on the screen is never exactly how it's recorded, because I then have to go through and edit it, and sorry, just there. And that can take quite a long time. That's what takes the time in making a video. It might take an hour, maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to sort out a video like that, where what you've actually got is a number of videos sandwiched together, edited so that they sort of run smoothly, and then, you know, the credits working out at the front and the credits at the back. It's quite an endeavour, to be totally honest, and my usual batch over the weekend can be about 4 or 5 large, depending on, you know, usually there's my blog, there might be a predictions in brief, there might be a proper UFC predictions video for the next week, and a recap video for the last week. So anyway, so I'd done that, and I'd uploaded, edited all the rest, and uploaded all the rest, and I had thought that I had included the UFC video in that, and then on Thursday I discovered that I never edited it and never uploaded it. Somehow it slipped through the net, and it was a little bit too late to do anything about. But I will be doing a recap for that and explaining what my predictions were and how I did. So all is not lost, and I promise to be more on the ball with that in future. You know, we're moving into autumn now, and you can tell because the temperatures have started to drop overnight, and we're beginning to get the start of ground frosts. You know, it's beginning to get darker, all the leaves are changing colour and falling off the trees, and work in the garden is continuing with some ferocity in order to get everything done for the start of next year. My garden project is now in its final phase, and this is to sort out the back ready for planting. And I've cut back the tree, as you know from last time, and I'm working now on clearing the ground. I'm also making slight amendments to the aviary ready for over Christmas, including the production of blinds and a heater. And I have, in fact, over the course of this last week, managed to get the blinds up and the hole drilled, because I explained to you last time about the problems we had with that. We are still on course, but it's, you know, it has been a difficult week in many ways, and it's also been a difficult, as I mentioned maybe a couple of weeks ago. You know, there are stresses affecting me at the moment that I can't really talk about on film, to do with family issues. You know, some of which major milestones were passed this last week, and maybe in the future I'll be able to talk about them, but not at the moment. I just wanted to let you know that things haven't got any easier than since when I spoke to you, you know, last on that issue. The final thing I want to talk about is actually an ethical issue known as collective punishment. Now, collective punishment is almost only ever seen exclusively in the military, and it goes something like this. If you have, for example, a group of soldiers, some sort of squad, and one of them does something wrong, or one of them fails to meet a target, then the whole team is punished because that one person hasn't made it. And the idea is that the team then work as hard as they can to put pressure on the individual to make sure that he, you know, gets his game together, or whatever it is. They give him the support that he needs, so that it never happens again. And they claim that that does wonders for team building. I severely disagree with this. I really disagree with this, and I think that it's an awful practice. I absolutely condemn its use in the military. I condemn its use anywhere in the world. I think it's wrong, and I think it's wrong for two reasons. First, I think it's unjust. What is the point of delivering a punishment that is unjust? That the idea of crime and punishment is that naughty people get punished, innocent people do not get punished, they get rewarded. What is the point in punishing everybody for a crime that's committed by one or two people? I don't understand that, for a start, okay? Secondly, firstly, I don't see it as being a just thing. I happen to believe severely in quite strict rules and regulations and harsh punishments. I do. And I believe that because rather than seeing a collective responsibility, I see that if everybody is doing their individual responsibilities correctly, then the collective will just naturally happen, won't it? Because everybody, if each cog is in the right place, the whole mechanism's going to work. You don't need to smash the whole mechanism up because one cog is in the wrong place. You simply tackle that cog, don't you? I mean, it's just plain sensible to me. So I'm not saying don't punish people who are wrong. I'm saying only punish people who are wrong, basically. The other reason that I don't agree with it is because I don't agree that it helps with team cohesion, to be totally honest. Maybe that's a misnomer. Maybe that's, having not served in the military, I don't know. But I would not think, knowing what I know about psychology, that people who care and people who put a lot of work into things, getting punished for other people's mistakes, are going to be more willing to go above and beyond, and more willing to help those who are failing. I think what is more likely to do is fracture, and instead of having a close-knit team working together, you're going to have people that are out for themselves to make sure that they don't get they don't get done, and if possible, point the finger at other people and say, look, his fault, not my fault. We don't do that. I'm responsible for my own bit. Blah 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 blah. So that's my view on that sort of thing. And I have to say that I have studied morals and ethics. I've studied political, mainly it in light with politics and stuff like that. And of course strategic studies at university. But that's one of the many things that I disagree. And I don't like the way that the military uses tools like this to try and make people change. I don't like that at all. I don't like it in the military, and I certainly don't like it anywhere else. Now, the moment that one of you has been waiting for. Supposing that Josh Bentley has managed to watch all of this, I did promise that I would make a special effort to mention that it's his birthday. It's quite shocking for me, because I work with people who are born way after me, okay? It's shocking for me to think that he is only 19 years old, because I can remember before he was born. And so it's a bit weird. It is a bit weird. But I do hope that he has had a fantastic day. I rather hope that I can find out from Facebook when his birthday is, so that if it's a day that he happens to work, well, so that's my special little shout out. There we are, that is my blog for this week.